Hello and welcome guys, this is just Freddy. Ideas for running a business and supporting yourself in Thailand. And you don't need to be a kamikaze pilot like a lot of these YouTube people tell you, which have never had a business. I've been in business for over 30 years, guys. It doesn't mean I missed the know-it-all, because I'm certainly not. So the most important thing is to have a plan and be realistic. I've got ideas of businesses, what you can do, and also I have a plan what you can achieve without having to come to Thailand, just relying on your savings and hope to God your business does okay. That is not the way to run a business, guys. If you really have a realistic want to have a future here in Thailand, the best way to do it is have your savings as your emergency money. So it could be like, my suggestion would be like £5,000 or £10,000 in savings for an emergency fund in case things don't go right. And then you need a side hustle. So what do I mean by a side hustle? I don't mean to be like a Dale boy or anything like that. What it means is to actually find yourself a job online which would support you while you're here in Thailand. Doesn't that sound interesting? You could start it, a good time before you even come to Thailand. That's what you need to do. So you don't need to come here and, just rely on those savings and that business working. So your side hustle would be your means of income. So you don't have to drop, your standards, what you have, and been worried about, do I have enough money? Am I going to make enough money? Am I going to be able to make it? Most important thing is when you start a business is having that tiger inside you. Believe me guys, I've worked my arse off over many years, and I've worked very hard to get businesses started. I have one now which I run from Thailand, which is a service industry. But to do that, you need good people behind you back in your own country. But that is the way to actually make good money. Europe, not Europe money, but money which would be a lot more value than what it would be if you was in the UK or any other country in the world. So guys, let's imagine you've got your savings and you've got that side hustle as a job. And right, so the other thing is, if you do decide to come here, maybe you want to do a service industry, you would need a work permit. So that is the only great thing. If you're going to become a nomad, you won't need work permits. You can work online for a company, whatever country you're working from, and you can move around Thailand until you find areas where you want to live. So what would be my ideal situation would be take that job with you, what you're going to get, or you could find a job which would be you could transfer that job to wherever you're going to in the world. Obviously you've got to talk to people, make sure that the job is flexible, so if you do hit success quite soon is you can reduce the hours and you can spend your time working on that business what you decided to do. So guys, you don't need to just do the narrative, just doing a job as a nomad. I've seen many people all over Chiang Mai. It's a bit dispiriting when you think there's so much more than just being a bloody nomad. A lot of these guys, I should imagine, no discrimination, is that they probably come from university, got a degree, and I say good luck to them. Graphic designers probably gone to college, but you don't need all these massive qualifications. If you want to come to Thailand and make a success of it, don't just come here with your savings. You need a side hassle. Definitely, no question about it, guys. That was my business plan. You know, I've tried all these methods. You know, mine's not just through, you know, being a chatterbox on YouTube. I've actually, you know, I've sat in vehicles, I've stayed up all night in businesses, you know, I've ate grass, you know, because I've not had no bloody money. And I've learned the hard way. So what I'm giving you is the school of hard knocks. So, you know, you want that same standard of living. So, you know, you look very hard for that job. Anyway, when you get to Thailand, is, you know, I was going to say, business opportunities, what you can have. There's so many, you know, it's, you know, when I hear people just say, you know, all they talk about is bloody nomads on YouTube. And a lot of these people have never even been in business. You know, the closest they've ever got is probably working for someone. But also remember, guys, not everybody is suited to be self-employed or have a business, because we're not all built like that. You know, I've had many people work with me, and I know in a million years they're never going to make it, because you need that fighting spirit inside of you, which, you know, I've had all my life, unfortunately, in some ways. So be honest with you guys, be realistic. You know, you want to come from the you know, frying pan into the fire, you know, because that is the worst thing you can do. So what I suggest to you, what you do, like I say, get that second, you know, get that job online in whatever country you're in. Get yourself a stable income. That's really important, that is. And once you've done that, would be to, you know, work out realistically what you think you can live on. So, you know, my way of thinking, probably if I was coming here, probably you could live on 50,000 baht quite easily. Yeah, quite comfortably you could live like that. You know, it's not going to be luxurious, but you know, that's a pretty good way to start, that is, and have that as a regular income. So set yourself goals, what you think your target would be, and if you need to do more work, because you know, business is getting there, but very slowly, because it takes time to build business. You know, at least 1 to 2 years. You know, for a good business, it takes a couple of years. It does. But ideas, what you can have to run a business. Well, guys, I'm going to give you some now, which ain't necessarily being a nomad. First one you can do is actually, you know, become an estate agent. You know, find out, ring people if you can sell their properties for them. Maybe a rented property, or the other one is, you know, you can actually sublet properties. So that means you can do Airbnb, and you know, I know several guys. They've actually got 2 or 3 properties. They've been very straight with the landlord and subletted the properties out for Airbnb. But obviously, that would only be really great for somebody like in Phuket, where there's a constant amount of people. Somewhere like Waiheen, where probably would only be 4 or 5 months of the year. So that's just some of them. You know, maybe a visa agent. You get somebody to work for you, which has worked on visas before now. You know, it's endless, the amount of types of businesses you can run. But don't forget, with all service industries, you do need work permits. So the other way to do it is like I have. I have a business back in London, and then what you do, you can get 2 or 3 people over a couple of years. You know, I've got a specialist business. Is you know, it's nothing fancy, guys. You know, it's macerators, sandy flow macerators. You know, I've got good people work for me, and what I do, I actually answer the phone calls here, and then I give out the jobs. Obviously, with my work experience over the years, I can work out which jobs are good or not. So there we are, guys. I hope that's a good rundown of some of the things you can do. You know, but just think outside the box. But don't forget, you need a plan before you come here. You know, and don't forget, you write down what your expectations are to come and live in Thailand. So guys, you know, just tell me what your thoughts are. about my speech about getting a job here in Thailand. You know, I've done it twice, and you know, this is second time. I've run my business for over 14 years, and yeah, very successful. But you know, the most important thing is, we do find a business, try and do something what nobody else is doing, specialised if you can. That is the way to keep a good memento of business. Don't get here and then start trying to start a business. It's the wrong way around it. You know, any new business you start, most people in their own country would find a side hustle. You know, if you've got a main job, then start your job, your business. You know, get it started bit by bit. You know, don't just come here on savings. I think it's you know, it's like the kamikaze pilot, from the pan into the frying pan. So anyway, guys, I'd like your feedback, any suggestions or thoughts you got about what I've told you. You know, believe me, that's first hand I've done that. I have tried several different ways of coming to Thailand, but that's the way that worked for me. Yes, Freddy, Thailand. That plumber from London. You know, I've got a pension what I have here in Thailand, and also I have an income from a business, so which I answer all the phone calls 24 hours a day. So, you know, I'm not no lazy snitch nouch, just creeping about. You know, I love my business like a man does his child. But most important thing is, what I was going to say, guys, you need to have a business which you're really going to love. You know, you'll die for. You know, you'll do anything. And don't forget, you're in a foreign country. You've got no one, auntie, uncle, mum, dad, you know, the government supporting you. You know, you're here on your own. So get that business going, guys, and have that second hustle, that line job in the UK, and get yourself started. Anyway, I hope that was good for you guys. I've spent quite a long time putting all that together for you. I really appreciate even giving me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like. Yes, Freddy, Thailand it is. Till the next time, guys, I hope that information, if you want to get back to me with anything you'd like to ask me, don't hesitate. I'm more than willing. You know, I'm really love doing this video, what I've done for you this week. Really, you know, this is a real passion for me, guys. Well, anyway, till next week, anyway, guys, see you, be lucky.